What's been your evaluation of quarterback position?
Jumping right into it, I love it. Couple big things. We took a lot of time the first couple days just because of the unique Thursday to bye week opportunity to really dive into 3 games of self-scouting. And there's a lot of good. I think we're really leaning into the good. I think we're trying to do a little bit too much on offense. We got to simplify our reads. I think Robbie, in the core of our offense, has been pretty efficient. And I think the decision making has been pretty good. It's the times when 3rd and long, we get penalties, we get behind the chains. Obviously, the 2-minute series, the one in, I believe, before the end of the half against Kennesaw, we haven't been great in those moments, right? So I think it says a little bit about the identity of our team that we're still trying to find it just a touch. We need to hand the ball off more. We need to establish that, and we're talking about paring things down a little bit in the run game, so we can play faster on that side of the ball, which is all going to help the quarterback, right? So pleased, but we know we need more, and we've got to keep getting better.
How much of that can be addressed in a 16-day off period?
A lot of it. These were 3 hard days. We did about half Georgia Tech with some of the starters, and I told them we did about 14 periods over the last 3 days that was just absolutely competitive. We just had a big call-it session with the 2s and 3s. Okay, I said, I'm trying to get you out there. I'm trying to give you an avenue to show us that we can trust you on game day. So it's still ultra competitive, especially at the receiver position. Besides Chris Barnes and some periods of Micah Mays and Sterling, it hasn't been good enough, right? So the strain to block, the fear on the perimeter, so I'm trying to create opportunities for guys. And, defensively, you look at that side of the ball, we got one of the best explosive play rates in the country of not giving them up. We got to lean into that and not press, but we got to finish better in the red zone. That's what came from the other nights. Obviously, a really great player, and Bailey beat us, but we didn't execute in getting off the field when we needed to. So those are going to be big points of emphasis going forward.
You talk about feeling like you have to do too much on offense, players feeling like that. One thing we talked about after the game was body language, people being able to bring the team up. What are you challenging your leaders on the team?
And I actually went back to the TV copy, because I think you get a little bit more perspective from the TV copy. I'll be honest with you guys, narrative is important, okay? We were picked 15th. We were 4-8. We lost 18 starters, right? And this is where we're at against a team that's been there for 13 years. We had them against the ropes. We had a terrible half of football. Credit to them. But I'm really encouraged today. And I was encouraged after the game and watched the film. I'm still really encouraged. We were left to dead, and we were supposed to suck. And we don't. Okay, so we're going to be in every football game, and I'm excited about that. And I don't remember your question. Okay, because I mean it. I'm really excited about this football team, that we're farther ahead. Do we got a long ways to go? Hell yeah. Does our body language need to improve? At times, yes. Am I still learning about our guys in competitive settings? I still think Robbie's a pretty stone-cold, stone-faced dude all the time. Whether it's good or it's bad, that can be good or bad because there's a lot churning in there, right? But we just need to know and be better responders. I think that's the biggest thing I took away from it. As a team, and that's what we didn't do in the second half, we didn't respond enough as a collective, myself included. Got to get them in better situations to go out there and make some plays.
I guess you kind of touched a little bit on this, but after the game against State, you challenged the group to be a 4-quarter football team.
Yeah.
Did you like the response that you've gotten so far from them through this bye week of heeding that message that there is some more work we've got to do and the games aren't over at half?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we talked about, you can call it a bye week. We're through week 3. We need to keep our rhythm going, right? So it's an extra work week, and we've been in shells, we've been banging, we've been hitting. So I think that's been positive. Our fast starts are good. We're 3 for 3 getting out the gate in those games, but our fourth quarter split is 0 points to 17 points, right? We showed that. We looked at it. We evaluated that. We got to be better finishers. So how do you do it? You train during practice. You keep pushing, right? Winning's a mentality too. And I think it's just understanding that it isn't just getting out and feeling good and thinking you're going to just automatically take somebody down. You got to go earn it, right? But also our guys, play 1 is just as important as play 60. We started straining. We started trying to do too much, especially on the defensive side of the ball in that second half. We lost our eyes. That doesn't win us games. Okay, and that was from some veteran players. right? So I think they saw that, they learned about it. Just keep doing your job for 60 minutes. That's how we're going to create success.
I was kind of segueing into what I wanted to talk about was the front seven on defense. You played a mobile quarterback for the first time, and you have problems, keeping them contained, the front seven. How do you change that knowing you got another one coming up next week?
Oh, we got a whole different one coming out. I'm thankful for the extra time to prepare for Georgia Tech's offense. I think it's very complex and complicated. The Bailey kid, I think that's next year's $1 million quarterback, right? I think he's got that to him. So I think we played a good player. But we also talked about as a staff, you look through the course of it, he beat us throwing the ball, which is what we wanted to do, and we made a note. We probably don't want him to do that next year, right? So, but you look at, we're playing coverage, middle of the second quarter. They get us on a GT out the back door. It goes for 18. That isn't going to beat you, right? So over the course of allowing it over and over, it will. So I think we have evaluated different ways, and we got to play Georgia Tech completely different. I mean, this guy is run first. He's a beast. He reminds me of a number 10 that I used to watch every day, and just the way he elevates people around him. So I think that's going to be a tough challenge, and we got to be nimble enough defensively to adjust to say, hey, we just can't be in one high against teams like this, and be able to adjust some of that coverage, which we've looked at quite a bit over the last couple of days.
With the offensive line, felt like that's been a spot that's pressed a little bit more, maybe had some moments of weaknesses. What have you tried?
Let's talk about this play entry. Okay, when we looked at the run game, we are completely out of sync in run game play entry. Okay, now that's offensive line hat placement, right? Okay, if I know the ball's going to be inserted to the right, I got to get my hat here. Okay, but it is trusting our track. We're way off our track at tailback right now. Okay, and that's a lot of great learns of seeing those and hitting those, and then there's a trust that, okay, that wasn't there this one time, that doesn't affect the next one. So I think we're still getting that trust of how we do it. I think we made some really good adjustments to the run game and what we're going to do. So it is offensive line. We played really hesitant. Like the Kennesaw State film was really hesitant, right? I think we've gotten a lot better. Credit to NC State's 2 interior guys. I think we had a problem with them. Georgia Tech's 2 interior guys are better, right? So we got to be up to the task in the interior part of our offensive line.
For a guy like George Sky, first team what's been kind of his adjustment now? He's now a full-time starter.
Yeah, and I think there is an adjustment. I speaking to those 2 guys at NC State, those are big guys to move, right? And I think he learned, the technique, not just the toughness, has to come from it. It isn't just getting off the ball and trying to strike. I got to bring my hips, I got to get my double unders, and I got to move people. So I think there's a lot of good learning moments for him. Assignment-wise, he's really good. It's just the technique differences between tackle and guard are really steep. And the more experience he can get, the more days that we can have like this today, I think the better he will be.
You guys good?
Any other questions? Good. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. See you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend.